Howdy Stranger, Outlaws, Bandits. Today I'm bringing you two stories about losing important things. Hope to hear your opinions in the comments. As always, see you on the other side.
I lost my sister's cat and stole someone else's. This happened a year ago and I thought it would make for a fun story on Reddit, so here it is. I live at home with my parents. I also got a sister, but she bought a house and lives there with her husband. So one day she asked me if I would watch her two cats in her house while they would go on a holiday to France. I obviously said yes because then I could live there with my GF for 2 weeks. The first day we were there, the youngest cat, let's call him Billy, was kind of skittish. He hadn't really seen us before and needs time getting used to people. The oldest, let's call him Jack, did know us and acted like he always does. A couple hours in, Billy started to show himself a couple times. He even sat on my lap for some time. I felt like Owen from Jurassic World when he controlled those raptors. So confident as I was, I messaged my sister and asked if they were allowed to go outside since I felt bad for keeping them in all day. She said yes, but asked if I could keep an eye on them. So I opened the cat door and it only took a couple seconds for Jack to run outside. I could see him from the kitchen window and he was just sniffing some flowers in the backyard. A couple minutes later, Billy also went outside. He mostly did the same as Jack and didn't leave the backyard. So I felt pretty sure everything was going to be all right and I decided to start cooking. I took my eyes off them for just a second and Billy was gone. I freaking panicked and started looking all over the yard, but to no avail. My GF and I searched for maybe 2 hours. We checked the backyard as well as the neighbor yard. We couldn't find him. We decided to let it rest for a moment since it was getting late and we needed to get the last of our stuff from my parents' house, which is only 2 streets over. So pretty close. As we were leaving my parents' house, I looked over at the house at the end of our street. And there he was, sitting in the driveway. I walked over and was able to pick him up. After I walked out of the first street, Billy started fighting back and wanted to escape again. But I held on. Billy fought for his life and scratched my arm as he wanted to kill me. I bled like hell and he was able to slip out of my hands. After a quick struggle in a stranger's front yard, I caught him again. I took him to my sister's and got him through the back door. And I let him go. What I didn't know was that Billy was secretly the Flash, cause in a split microsecond. Buddy sprinted out of the back door again because my GF hadn't closed the back door yet. He was gone. I only saw that he ran back the direction we came from. So naturally I followed him. And sure enough, there he was again, sitting in the same driveway. The lady who owns the house was now sitting in the backyard, which you can see from the driveway. So I walked over and asked if the cat on the driveway was there since I began to doubt myself. Sure enough, the daughter heard me and walked out to answer my question. Yes, that is my cat. I just saw you walk past the front window with her. So I asked why she didn't. T stopped me. Then she explained that not even she could pick up her cat, so she didn't think it was possible that the cat in my hands was hers. I kind of felt like Owen again, but then I looked at my bloody arms and realized I was just lucky. If that cat didn't escape the second time, he would have trapped in my sister's house. I went back to my sister's house and searched some more. But no Billy. My GF told me it was maybe best if we just go to sleep since maybe Billy would eventually get hungry and come home anyway. I agreed and we went to bed. I couldn't sleep. I was so worried. A couple hours later at around 3 a.m., I heard something downstairs. I ran over and there he was. He entered the cat door, which could only be entered outside to inside. So he was locked in again. I picked Billy up and gave him a kiss and hugged him. He wasn't scared of me at all anymore. So everything worked out. I told my sister the story and she had a laugh. I will be watching her cats in house again this year, so I'll do my best to not lose one of them again.
Well, stranger, seems like you had a quite eventful day with those cats. To be fair, the first instinct you should have had is they're gonna come back eventually. If they are house cats, they need their freedom, obviously. Uh, I had an ex who had lots of cats, and at a time, some of them disappeared for a longer period of time, and I do mean days. But those cats were smart. Like one of them found a way to get from one side of the city all the way back to hers without knowing the road. So I had a nice chuckle hearing your story, but eventually they will find the way. The killer instincts and the predatory instincts are with them. The fact that you went over and took another cat freakishly similar to the one that you already had, it seems. It's just beyond me. Even the young lady mentioned that it was so weird you picking up their cat and walking away with it, which to me is just funny. Um, but next time, have a little bit of more faith in cats, first and foremost, and try not to steal somebody else's. They will come back. Don't you worry about that, Buckaroo. I'm surprised that your GF didn't mention to wait, I don't know, maybe a day or two, then start to panic. Because then, or ask your sister, however embarrassing it is, just ask her what the longest period of time that the cat disappeared from, or the cats disappeared from the house. But yeah, this is for all the viewers. Leave your cats be. They're gonna come back eventually.
Just found out my ex got with someone else less than a week after we broke up. It hurt so bad. Can anyone please tell me WTF I'm supposed to do? For context, I, 18F, dated my ex for 2 years, also 18F. We ended things because there was a lot going on in our separate lives and we were struggling to communicate, plus we weren't getting what we needed from one another. Anyway, we broke up and I'm so devastated that she kissed someone else and it's eating me alive. I can't even be in my room alone anymore because all I do is cry. I don't want to, but you just can't stop. Anyway, I'm not sure what to do. I know it'll get better eventually, but during this time, how do I cope? I started a gym membership, but other than that my mental health is not doing great. Also, we are in the same friend group, so it's hard to confide in my friends BC, they just tell her everything.
Well, stranger, this seems to be a rather interesting and annoying situation to be in. I get that you guys were dating for 2 years, but have you considered that it might just been puppy love? So I'm not sure if she was your first love, but unfortunately you guys broke up. I know one of you will hurt, which being you, and the other one not really interested in patching things up or making amends. So it seems. I'm not saying that most of the times or some of the times that this cannot happen. However, more times than none, if somebody broke up, then it unfortunately is what it is. You need to move on. Joining the gym is a really good idea. Your mental health will get better. Just need to get through the first few weeks. Let's say give yourself a month. It's a rather shitty situation that both of you have the same friendship circle. Otherwise, you could be like, okay, I cut her circle out and I'm moving on with my life. But if your circles are intertwined, then it's going to be rather difficult. Have you considered just putting them on the back burner for now? Focus definitely on you. Gym, marvelous idea. Continue. What I would recommend is having at least 5 to 6 sessions a week. Like, put your effort into it. Lay off any snacks, lay off any fast food. Try to get as healthy foods in you as possible because this we all been through that. If especially if it's the first love, that can hit us hard. I'm not saying that there's no chance for reconciliation later on in life, but for now, seemingly she just wants to move on. We don't know about what happened between you guys. So because you said that you guys were struggling to communicate or you guys were not meeting each other's needs. So in a way, I have a sense that she already moved on. So she already checked out of that relationship and she wants something new already. Which is a shame because usually after a longer period of relationship, people need to heal. So different people do it differently. Maybe somebody just wants someone with them. Maybe you need to go through a cycle of reinvention and rebirth where you refocus your entire life. You think about what you done wrong first and foremost, and then how can you learn from those experiences moving on, so you don't make the exact same things or same mistakes in your next relationships or friendships or even in your family. Um, what I could recommend is focus a little bit on yourself. So we don't really know about your hobbies, but grab a book, go out in nature, adopt a pet. Fill that void with something constructive. So learn something new, take up a new hobby, continue with gym, eat healthy, seek pleasures in smaller things. Right now, you can still go to your friend circle, but not with in-depth conversations about her. So if you do approach your friends and if you are scared actually that they will convey the information that you shared to them with her, then neglect those informations. I know it sucks, and I know it's a little bit unfortunate because they can squeal, so to speak. But you need to be ready for it in case it happens. So it's a shitty situation, but there is a way out. Just focus a little bit on yourself. Let's say give yourself 1 to 3 months of healing time. It's gonna suck because it's gonna suck, but you'll be fine. Just don't take it too much to heart. Try to actually put this through yourself, in yourself. Okay, maybe it's done, maybe there's time for reconciliation in future, but you don't know. So better yourself. Hope it helps. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, stranger. If you did, consider joining our band of outlaws and bandits. Been quiet these last few days. About time I ride off. Until the next time, stranger, try to keep yourself out of trouble.